Hey guys, it's Ronnie. Welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be how to get over a heartbreak. I have been wanting to film this video for a really long time, but I wanted to make sure that when I did film a video like this, I was healed and my head was in a better space and I could say everything in the best way possible. I did try to film this video yesterday, and because my mom and dad were home and like roaming throughout our house, I felt like I wasn't being myself. So I'm refilming this. I really want to be a channel that can help other young girls or even guys too. So if I can even help one person with this video, that would really make me happy. So if you're watching this, I'm assuming that you are going through a heartbreak or you just feel like watching a video about heartbreak. I guess I'll start off with my story and how I healed and how I got to be where I am right now. My first serious relationship was about 2.5 years. We did break up a few times in that time span, but we did break up for good my freshman year of college. So initially when we broke up, obviously I was really sad. We broke up before second semester had started at college, so I went from talking to him whole first semester to he's not my boyfriend anymore. School was kind of like the one thing that kept me sane, because school was like the one thing that like I knew I could focus on. I know I'm good at school. I'm a nerd. School was actually like a blessing to have during that time because it kept my mind going. Then summer came around, and I don't really know if this is a thing, but I feel like it could be, because I've had this conversation with other people I go to school with. It's like when you're so like consumed by school for 9 months, then all of a sudden it's summer and you're not taking a summer class or anything, or even if you are, like you just go to summer and it's like you can kind of fall into like a depression because like you don't know what to do with yourself anymore because you don't have school. Like I don't know if that's a thing, but like I feel like it is, because I've definitely felt that as a student for multiple summers. On top of that, I was heartbroken as heck. So I spent like that whole summer just being so depressed. Like I really did fall into a depression. I'm not just throwing that word out because like, oh my gosh, I'm so depressed. But like I actually, like I fell into a depression. It was just a lot, and I was a really broken person. So it was about 7 months into like me being single and like heartbroken, and my friend suggested that I go to therapy. And at first I was like, therapy? Like why would I need to go to therapy? And she was like, well, you're really sad, and I think it would help you if you talk to someone. It wasn't just my breakup that was making me sad. Like I had other things at the time that were like affecting me, and I went to therapy for 8 months, and it actually like helped. Like it really helped to talk to someone out of my personal life. I went to therapy, and then we both decided, me and my therapist, that I was ready to continue healing on my own. And it wasn't like she threw me out of therapy. It was like, no, I felt like, okay, I think I'm ready to handle this on my own. I feel strong enough. I think you've given me the tools I need to help me get better. And I was surrounding myself with good people, and I felt ready to move on. Now here I am after a really long process of healing, and I am really happy. I have amazing people in my life. I have since started working on things that make me happy, and I can get more into that later in the video, but I'm just gonna give you some tips on how I got to be where I am. Where I was coming from was more of like, oh my god, like I'm in college, I have no idea who I am, I'm not happy with who I am as a person, I need to put myself first, I need to go and live my life and experience life, so come time of when life hits me, I don't regret anything. I am by no means like perfect or like I have no flaws. I'm a person, I'm human, like under all this makeup, and I acknowledge that like I do have other things to work on, but for the most part my life has gotten so much better, and I can genuinely say that I am happy, and that is something that I couldn't say 2 years ago. So my first tip is you want to feel the pain. I know that you might want to be like, yeah, we broke up, but I'm fine, and you know, I'm just gonna go out with my girls and I'm just gonna have a really good time, and I'm gonna distract myself with maybe another guy or another girl. But the thing is, you want to deal with it because you can run from the pain as much as you want, but it will catch up to you. It'll hit you like a ton of bricks. You're gonna wish you had dealt with it when it first happened. How I would deal with it is, how I dealt with it, I guess, is I did lay in bed for a long time. I didn't want to go to the gym. I didn't want to eat much. I barely wanted to like go food shopping. Like food shopping is something that I love to do. Like I love going to Trader Joe's and Whole Foods and like getting my groceries with my mom. Like I don't know why, that just gives me like so much happiness. I would cry myself to sleep by listening to sad music. It just helped get all the emotion like out of me and out of my system. Do whatever it is that you want to do at first to just really like release everything and to just cry it out, girl. Just cry it out. It's okay. My second tip, start getting up. Even if it's not out of your house, just get out of bed and take a shower, wash your hair, shave, put some deodorant on, and then eventually, if you have enough courage, go out of your house. Go shopping, little retail therapy, or if you don't want to leave your house, just start doing something inside your house, making a YouTube channel, reading a book, watching TV in a different room. There's evidence on my channel, even when I posted my earlier videos like 2 years ago, there's one video that I know I said this. It was my Instagram baddie makeup tutorial, and I said in that video that I didn't feel like talking because I wasn't feeling the best that day. And that was because at that time I was going through my breakup. The good chunk of videos that like were in the beginning of my YouTube channel, I was going through my heartbreak. That's why I did YouTube in the beginning. One, I always wanted to be a YouTuber, like that's always been like something that I've wanted to do, but at that time I needed something like as an outlet for something for me to just do. Number 3 is to start talking to your friends or seek help if needed. I don't think it's necessary to go to a therapist for a heartbreak, but like I said, like it was my heartbreak, and then there was like a bunch of other stuff going on at the time that like I was depressed and I needed to seek professional help. That's more of a personal choice, and I'm not afraid to say that I went to therapy. I feel like people feel like, oh my god, like you went to therapy, like there must be something wrong with you, like blah blah blah, and it's like, if you need help, go get it. Like there's nothing wrong with that. And I feel like people like to put people down for having weak mental health, but it's like your mental health is everything. Like I have stressed this, mental health is everything. And honestly, like this breakup made me realize how important mental health is. So if you do need to seek help, like there's websites, there's hotlines, but like I said, it's a personal choice. It's up to you. But if you have like your main group of girlfriends or guy friends or whoever, talk to them. Talking really does help. It like, again, like will release that pain. Make sure it's someone that you trust. Don't just like talk to like a random person who like doesn't really care about you. And then number 4, I know this one might sound like like I don't want to do that, but it honestly helps, and it was one of the things that truly was like the final like nail in the coffin that I need to truly get over my past relationship. Block them on social media, because you don't need to be seeing that. Because if you're constantly looking at what your ex is doing, constantly looking at like them having fun or them seeming to have a good time, it's gonna make you feel like crap. And it's not because you don't care about them. Like obviously you care about them. It's not because you're trying to be mean. It's not like you're trying to be it's because you want to help yourself. It's because you want to heal as a person. It's okay to be selfish. Like you're supposed to be selfish. I'm 21 years old. I was 19, I was 18 at the time. At that age, you're supposed to be selfish. Like you're in college, you're in trade school, you're in cosmetology school, you're community college, you're doing whatever. Like at this age, you're supposed to be selfish. There is something on Wendy Williams that I will never forget. She was doing Hot Topics, and she was talking about Big Sean and Ariana Grande, and how I guess one of the reasons that Big Sean like I guess didn't like about Ariana Grande was the fact that she was selfish. But like Ariana Grande at that time was like 22, I think, at the time. And Wendy was like, what do you expect at 20? Like when you're in your 20s, your early adult life, you're supposed to be selfish. You're supposed to put yourself first, because that's when you're supposed to get all your crap done. Don't let anyone tell you that you're selfish or you're conceited or cocky for like caring about yourself, because you're supposed to, and you're supposed to make sure that you're happy. Number 1, you love yourself, you are a good person, you do kind things, and you do whatever it is to make sure that your life is going the way that you want it to go. Don't let anyone make you feel like just because you're putting yourself first and just because you want to be happy and you want to be a better person, that makes you a bad person. And like that's something that like I feel so strongly that girls kind of have a hard time like getting a grasp on at first, because they're so in love with this dude or this girl, and I'm just gonna put everything into this relationship, and just, it's okay if I get hurt, like it's okay if my feelings don't matter, because I just want this to work and I want him to be happy and I want him to love me and all this stuff. And I get that like at a young age that's kind of how you think, but then you realize at a certain point when you just get so damaged that it's just like, what am I doing? Like, why am I putting all my energy and all my being into this one person and like forgetting about me? Like, how is that fair? And I know that was like a tangent, but yeah, it was to block them on social media, but that like completely took a turn. Number 5 is take down anything that reminds you of them. So whether that's pictures, if you have like their clothing, if you're looking at it, it's kind of like social media. Like if you're looking at that and that's the first thing you see in the morning, like you're gonna like think about it obviously, and it's gonna make it worse for you, and it's gonna make your heart hurt when you see it. Stop wearing their clothing, because wearing their clothing, like it's just like, I don't know, like you're wearing someone's clothing who like broke your heart, or like your heart broken over, and it's just not a good time. I feel like it just makes you feel like like how am I gonna get over this if I'm wearing my ex's clothes, you know? Deleting their stuff on social media is kind of like up to you, and again, it's not to be mean, it's just because like that was a past and it's something that you're trying to get over. Number 6 is like putting yourself together, so I guess I can just like skip that, but yeah, like put yourself together, start throwing on some makeup, make yourself feel pretty, or even if it's not makeup, just wash your face, put on some moisturizer. Like you don't need makeup obviously, but just clean yourself up a bit, brush your teeth, and like start getting out there, start getting out into the world again. Number 7 is to get a job. So it sounds weird, but midway through my breakup, I ended up getting my first job. I had never had a job before. I didn't work in high school at all. I did volunteer, so I got my first job. And it's kind of funny because I just ended that job. My last day was 2 days ago, so it's kind of funny timing. But I got my first job, and believe it or not, it really helped me. Like it really, if anything, gave me perspective, and it definitely made me who I am right now. I was hired. I was still obviously like really sad, but I was definitely like better, but I was still pretty heartbroken. But I at this point needed a distraction, and this is where like the distraction part can help. After you've done like the pain thing and going through the motions, then you can start like distracting yourself to help yourself get your mind off of it and give you perspective. So at this job, I was, you know, constantly interacting with people. I was recommending this and that, and some of them I actually had like deep conversations with. It just like gave me so much perspective because I was talking to like some really great people, and I also had like a really great team. I got really lucky. I had a great boss. I had a great team of people around me working with me all the time. It was a really fun environment, so I got really lucky with my first job. And I was like, wow, like I'm gonna be okay. Like, and I always knew from the beginning of my breakup that I was going to be okay. I just didn't feel it, but it was for the first time at this job where I felt for real like I'm gonna be okay. And there's so much out there for me that like I don't even know about, and there are so many great things coming my way that I can't even fathom. That why am I so upset over this one thing? Like, yes, it sucks, and yes, I loved him to bits. Like, he was my first love. I didn't know I could love someone that much, but like I'm gonna be okay, and I'm gonna get over this. Or if you have a job and you don't like it, get a new one, or you can volunteer, or you can freelance. So number 8 is please realize your worth. Realize that there's a reason that this relationship didn't work out, and it sucks, but it's gonna be okay. Realize that you should never settle for less. Realize that your happiness comes first. Know exactly what you deserve, that you are worth a fight, and that you're a good person. And if all you're doing is being a good person, working on yourself and trying to just contribute in a positive way to people in your life or to the world or whoever, good things will come to you. And I really do believe in karma. I think if you put good things out, good things will come back. And if that's what you're doing and trying to like just make your life a really good one, you will eventually find someone who's gonna totally complement that, and you're just gonna have like an amazing, happy, healthy life. I think also you shouldn't blame yourself for the relationship not working out. Like, maybe there were some things that were actually your fault and you can apologize for them. But I also say, like, forgive yourself, because like, it's a learning experience, and that's what I think most relationships are, learning experiences, and you learn a lot about who you are. You learn exactly what you do want and what you don't want, and exactly what you deserve. And I know I keep saying that, but it's just so important. Number 9 kind of goes in with realizing your worth, is forgiving the situation. It took me a long time to forgive the situation, because I remember there was a point where I was just so pissed. I was so angry. Why is this happening to me? Like, why do I have to go through this? Like, why me? Like, I'm so pissed. Like, why couldn't we just work out? Blah, blah, blah. And I realized that, like, I just need to forgive the situation at a certain point. Not because, like, maybe what went down was right, and maybe, you know, I knew I didn't deserve some of the things that did happen, but I was willing, and I have forgiven the situation because I'm healed. If anything, it was just, like, probably the most big, like, learning experience I could ever have. I'm only 21, so I mean, I have my whole life ahead of me, so I don't know everything. I am a better person for it. Like, I became a better person out of it, and at the end of the day, I think that's all that matters. If you can come out of it eventually, I don't care how long it takes, but if eventually, like, you can be happier and just, you know, proud of who you are, I think that's, like, really all you can ask for. When you can say with your full heart and your full soul that you want your ex to be happy and you want nothing more for them to have a successful life, I think that's when you know that you're healed. Because I can honestly say, like, I wish nothing but the best for my past, and, you know, I hope that he finds all the happiness in the world. And there was no hate in my heart at all. There was for a while, just because I was so broken. Now, like, I'm really doing really well. And I would hope that, if anything, I could help you feel that way one day about your ex, even if it wasn't your fault, or if it was your fault, or just whatever the situation was. Like, I don't even know if that makes sense, but whatever the situation was, I hope that you could just say, like, at the end of the day, like, I just want the best for me, and I want the best for him or her. Yeah, I think that's everything I wanted to say. This video definitely turned out, like, a million times better than yesterday. I really hope that something clicked for you in this video, and I hope that you find your happiness soon. Even if you don't believe that it's gonna be okay, just tell yourself that it's going to be okay. Please leave any comments or subscribe. That would be great. I'm rooting for you. You're gonna be okay, and sending you positivity and love. And I'll see you in my next video. Bye.